It's been a few weeks, but the MegaMets Podcast is back for
Good.
TNA Genesis 2026 predictions.
Hopefully it does not for me this time.
Got that right. I sent a
Okay.
link to an old friend of ours, and the link to a friend of ours who should be on his way.
So it's going to be a three-way, huh?
Yep. I think you
Yes.
remember from when he was here to do the show when we predicted Bound for Glory.
Yeah. I remember.
See if he. I sent the link a few seconds ago. Coming to us live from the Curtis Corwell Center in Dallas yet again. I mean, seriously, we've had a lot of bumps, curves, twists, and turns just to get to this damn event.
Thankfully, there's only 8 matches in the card.
Depending on which ones are in the.
There aren't any in the There aren't any pre-shows, so
they usually get them in at the 11th hour.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue. So, how we're going to do this? We go from top to bottom, right?
Probably.
I'll go first. This first match is our intergender match. There should be more of those, by the way. Ryan the Meth versus Mara Sade.
I don't know what the whole deal is with this whole feud, but if it's just about Mara constantly super kicking Ryan's teeth down his throat, whatever. I mean, I find it funny, but still, it's getting a little redundant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick be Mara Sade.
I'll also take Mara Sade.
That's fair.
Next up, what was supposed to be our X Division Championship three-way has been turned into a generic three-way due to the fact that Leon Slayer challenged Carmella was the guy who answered the U.S. Open Challenge on SmackDown in London today, and he couldn't catch a flight back to the U.S. fast enough.
Well, this sucks.
So instead, it's a run-of-the-mill triple threat between Cedric Alexander, Moose, and I really hate doing this joke.
Just say it.
Joe Hendry.
Of course. Such a shame Joe Henry's already now down low. My God. Guess believing means nothing.
Hey, Kev.
What? Say your name and I appear.
Yeah, of course he would appear.
So Jose and I went with Mara Sade over Nick Nemeth. Who's your pick in that one?
Oh, it's gonna be Mara Sade.
Okay. And what about this one?
Which one? Which match are we speaking?
Triple threat that was supposed to be for the X Division title until Leon showed up on SmackDown tonight.
He had visa issues, by the way.
Oh.
Figures that he did.
Same thing with Danny Luna.
So did Danny. Both UK wrestlers had the visa issues. I think it's gonna be Cedric Alexander.
I'm picking the Moose.
Because that's going to lead for Cedric being the number one contender for the X Division title.
Okay, fair enough.
That might work.
I can see that. I mean, Moose has already been X Division champion. Joe's no longer tied down to TNA, so it makes sense if Cedric gets the opportunity. But my question is, we skipped No Surrender. There was no Surrender event last year. Do we get it this year?
Yes, it's been announced already. No Surrender, I believe it's going to be in Nashville.
February 20 what?
14th. I'll get you the right dates while we move on.
So back to the old home base, huh?
No Surrender will be in Nashville, Tennessee. They're also going to do a live Impact on the 13th and the 14th at the Pinnacle.
Pinnacle? That's not the Asylum. That's not the Fairgrounds.
No, that's the Pinnacle.
Let me see where that is. Newest event. Oh, it's a concert venue. Let's see, special event rental.
Yeah.
Theater scene. It's a step up from the old Asylum. But to have it on St. Valentine's Day, are they trying to counter program NXT Vengeance Day?
I don't really know.
I don't know if that's remember that's this No Surrender's Friday. It's Thursday Impact, Friday No Surrender, and if WWE was going to do their PLE, it will be on a Saturday.
Okay, so that means No Surrender's on the 13th, not the 14th.
There are two venues. No, 13th and 14th are the due dates for the Pinnacle.
Oh. Well, in any case, next up, Rich Swann versus... Oh, your turn, Jose.
So we're in the third match. AJ Francis versus Rich Swann.
I say Swann. AJ's a pain in the ass to deal with.
I also say Swann.
I'm going to take AJ Francis because I think they're going to continue that story. Unless we get Casey Navarro. I think of the end payoff or returning Casey Navarro. I don't know when is he returning yet from his injury. So that's why I'm going to go with AJ Francis.
Next up, Elijah versus Mustafa Ali with Tasha Steelz. I wonder if we'll see the horse again, and if Elijah wins, he drags Mustafa through the mud, literally on horseback. Because I don't understand what's Mustafa's beef with Elijah.
I don't know either.
Other than the fact that in his mind, Elijah is very cultish in his sense, with how he gets people to follow him. But still, it's a bit of a pain. But I still don't like the overly political zealot character of Mustafa Ali. You're up, partner.
Okay, so we already went through. Oh, yeah, that was AJ Francis and Rich Swann. It's your turn now. Mine was number 3.
I already did my pick. I'm picking Elijah. Who's your pick?
I'll pick Elijah. Screw it.
My goodness, I'm taking Mustafa Ali because this is like a number 1 contenders match, without them saying it. Where excuse me?
They don't even mention that it's number 1 contender for anything in the card.
No, that's what I was going to explain it. They're not mentioning it as a number 1 contender match, but it kind of feels like it. If you look at some of the social media recording where Mustafa Ali's done his interviews, he's kind of called back to his feud last year, Rebellion, to Mike Santana. And they're going to continue that feud where I think Mustafa and Mike Santana, for his first feud outside of the Frankie Kazarian Vortex and the Nick Nemeth Vortex, I think it's going to be Mustafa Ali. So I think that's why I'm picking Mustafa to win. Also, you got that Agent Zero lurking in there and the numbers game. I don't think there's enough allies for Elijah to help against the Order 4, even Tasha Steelz. So that's why I like Mustafa Ali. This is going to be a big year for Mustafa Ali. I know he just re-signed with TNA, and now he's part of the brand for a while. He's not going anywhere. I can see this is a big year for Order 4, and especially for Mustafa Ali. So that's why I'm picking Mustafa to win and beat Elijah.
Though I think with our next match, we're all in agreement. Your turn, Jose.
Okay, for the TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, versus the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch.
Yeah, no brainer. Put the belts on the Righteous.
I'm sorry. For as much as I like the Hardys, it's time for them to drop it. I also vote for the Righteous.
Man, I don't want to sound like I'm going against all you guys' picks. Not yet for the Righteous. I still think they just got into TNA, although this is Tommy Dreamer and Hunter booking, which you could. They're terrible. That's my point. You know what? I'm not gonna be contrarian. I'm gonna go with you guys. Let's go with the Righteous winning.
I mean, it has been a little over 6 months now since the Hardys have been tagged.
Yeah, I know, but they could use them for the house to people draw. Remember, they just got on NC Mets and it's hard for they need as much eyeballs, especially after that fiasco from last night. That wasn't just a big hit with their premiere. They need to keep as much eyeballs as possible. So I don't know if taking the titles off of the Hardys will do it. That's unless they get it back. But I'm gonna go with the Righteous. I'm gonna go with you guys. I don't want to sound like a contrarian.
Well, that's pretty fair. We're already past halfway through the card, so it's your turn now.
Ling Lee defending the Knockouts World title against Zarya of Zaruka from NXT. Again, visa issues for Danny, so Zarya is taking her place. If you ask me, they're trying to build a story between dissension in the ranks between Zaruka over on NXT. Don't know when that's going to fully blossom and have Zarya turn heel, but I think this is a step in the direction of having that happen. Zarya is going to suffer some bad luck, and Li Ying Li retains.
I'll just pick Li Ying Li.
Zarya.
Of course.
You really want this belt to be held hostage by NXT again?
They're gonna take that title, give it to Zarya. I'm sorry to say, they're gonna give it to Zarya.
Decision. I pick Zarya then.
I'm sticking with Lee because enough is enough with hot potatoing this title between NXT and TNA. Can't TNA catch a break and hold this thing for longer than a couple of months?
I have to agree.
Yeah. I agree with you, Mets, but again, business decision. You got to, and you have now an NXT talent on AMC eyeballs. It's you got to also fandom is one thing, but you have to also kind of when you make your picks, think about what's best for their business pocket wise.
Fine. I'm sticking with Lee.
Trying to convince you. Stick with your guns because you've been good. You've been good when you come on our shows to do your predictions. You've been really good, spot on the PLE. So stick with your guns. You got good conviction.
That's what he said.
Lee,
I mean, this is like more annoying than finding out that it may be John Harbaugh heading to the Giants. And my first thoughts in this is like, seriously? John Harbaugh?
Well, to be fair, he does bring some that the Giants have been lacking since Coughlin left.
Yeah.
A coach that'll be respected, bring discipline and accountability to this fucking team.
Sort of reminds me with Bill Parcells when he was in the Giants back in the 80s.
True. Your turn anyway.
My turn. For the semi-main, for the TNA World title. Surprisingly, it's not the main event. And I think there's kind of a good reason for that. For the TNA World title, Mike Santana versus Frankie Kazarian with Nick Nemeth as the special guest referee.
And it's a Texas death match. Pinfall or submission isn't going to win it. You got to be, after you get that, your opponent has to be incapacitated to the point where he can't answer a 10 count. And there's even a bigger danger. Nick Nemeth hasn't cashed in his half of the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy.
Who's to say that the winner ends up happening and then he cashes it, beats the winner, and then wins it?
Exactly.
Let me ask this question before you guys give your pick. Let me add to this. If Nick Nemeth is a special referee, is he going to count himself for the three? Because he has to have a credible referee to cash in the gauntlet and make it official a pin. So interesting.
I don't know, because when you're a referee, I don't think you should be doing that. You got to do your job as a ref.
Dude, Frankie Kazarian tried that at Bound for Glory 2024 with Nemeth and Hendry. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I remember us doing a talk about that episode.
Only for that to be thwarted by John Layfield, who has been MIA from TNA for over a year.
Yeah, they did. That's a story that never went anywhere. No payoff, no nothing. You saw him in AAA.
It's so flat.
It was nothing. There was no payoff. It was the most dumbest thing ever. You saw here, he caused Joe Henry.
Yeah,
he was in AAA, helped Nick Nemeth here. And
he caused Eddie Edwards when I saw it live at Turning Point in 24.
Just SUCKED sucked. Yeah, like I said, it just sucked.
And was there a point for the quote-unquote wrestling god to be in TNA? No.
I don't think so. I mean,
no.
You're
absolutely correct. Yeah, at least with AAA, they paid it off that he was kind of merging with the Eye, in AAA. At least they gave that a little bit there, and he does commentary, But for TNA, there was never a payoff for John Brett, JBL.
So flat on its
No.
face.
Yeah, very flat on his face. I totally agree with you guys.
And what the sad thing is, I saw him at WrestleCade 24, and I never got to grill him on this angle.
I'm surprised you should have told him about it.
Or I meant grill him about what the hell he's doing in TNA. What's the storyline? But he'd probably be tight-lipped, whether it was with himself at his own table or alongside Ron Simmons. And whatever answer he'd give me, I think Ron and I would just look at him and simultaneously say, "Damn!"
More like he's dropping the question. So who's going to be our pick for this? Because who knows what's going to happen in this match?
Just give it to Santana. I mean, it's bad enough they hot potatoed it off him the eve before Turning Point because of a coup being established by Ariana Grace, Sonya Deville, and Stax to overthrow Santino.
Yeah, I think Santana retains, but there's going to be. Do you see someone new joining the TNA roster? We know that there's been a lot of shakeup. 6 to 8 talents leaving the TNA roster. Do they see them? And now Sonya Deville's added, formerly Cora Jade, Elena Black. Do we see new faces for at least some men? We got not the elegance guy. That was kind of. But I'm talking about. Do we see something in a higher top main event, big free agency, to kind of stop a Nick Nemeth in the Texas Death Match or Kazarian? I don't think we're seeing AJ Styles. I think that was just that one-off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't think we're going to see anyone try to intervene. Or if we do, it's going to be someone who has a massive bone to pick with Nemeth. But the question is, who would that be? I mean, you can't call Bishop Dreyer, FKA Baron Corbin. He's busy as co-holder of the MLW tag titles. You
got Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
Isn't he also contracted by Major League Wrestling at these days?
Yeah, but it's. I don't think it's a. I don't know. You might be right, maybe. But he's out there. I know they're supposed to wrestle on the next week, on 29th here in Tampa, Florida.
Battle Riot, right?
Yes, you're correct. Richard Holiday. The reason why I throw these names out there is because when you see them with ACW Wrestling from Poughkeepsie, they kind of have a lot of working, kind of a friendship relationship with TNA. A lot of TNA wrestlers wrestle for that independent scene back and forth. So maybe that's something talent that they want to bring in, so forth. But it'll be interesting to see where they go with Mike Santana. I just hope there's not a short title reign.
Because you and I were both overly pissed of what happened the eve of Turning Point.
Yeah, that was that wasn't. But then now be honest with you, Mets, we were pissed at the eve as time progressed, and right before the TNA premiere, I understood why Frankie Kazarian was your world champion, because when you start a new era, a new chapter like they did in AMC, you want to have an OG with the title. Like if let's say you were disconnected from TNA and you see Frankie goes, oh man, he's still with the company, he's a champion. Oh wow, I did, and then you get rekindled to TNA. You remember Kazarian. If you see a Mike Santana with the title, you don't know really. If you're an old TNA fan, you don't really know. You do kind of LAX, but he looks a little different from his LAX days. But when Frankie, you could say a Mount Rushmore of the company. Oh, he's holding the title. Wow. Then you see AJ, then Kazarian. Those names start drawing you back nostalgic good memories. So that's why I understand why Kazarian went into it as champion.
Mm-hmm. I still hate the fact that it basically took a coup of NXT renegades. And speaking of that, what the hell is D'Angelo's play in all this?
I don't know what he does.
Which Tony?
Yeah.
I am more confused than anything what he's doing in NXT. I don't know. I'm confused.
I'm already having like a brain fart just thinking about it.
And finally, the main event. Johnny Dango Curtis's final match. He faces his longtime friend and training partner, Eddie Edwards of the System. Break out the tissue boxes, but this is a no-brainer. I'm giving this to Eddie.
I'm also giving it to Eddie.
Yeah, I think we're
really depressingly.
I think so. I think JDC goes down. Eddie beats him. Yeah, that signature.
Retirement matches, we've seen enough of them the last few years. I mean, 2023, Jose predicted Keiji Muto would lose to Naito at his final show and go flat on his back. A few weeks ago, Christmas night, to prep for Wrestle Kingdom, we both predicted that Tanahashi would end up flat on his back against Okada. Same ruling here.
Could it be different? Any chance? Like, can I be cynical and say any chance that something different? Eddie Edwards loses it to JDC?
Nah. It's rather practical for these retirement matches to have the retiree go out on his back.
I agree with you. I just maybe because they see the trend in John Cena, Tanahashi, like you mentioned, Naito. Do you see that? Gabe Muto, him too. Any difference? Anything? Do you think they'll be different from the apple cart? Because this, or no, they just stick with the tradition.
Stick with tradition.
Okay, I'm good with you. Now, let me ask this question: who is the replacement for JDC in the system?
Good question. It wouldn't be Nemeth. Davey Richards has been blacklisted, so it's not him. Plus, he and Eddie don't get along all that well these days.
Any names come to you? Any free agent name, male comes up to you? I don't think it's going to be Karrion because it's not. I'm not going to put Karrion in that position because he's with Scarlett, and they already have Alicia, so that's out. That's out. EDC.
EDC.
EC3, whatever the fuck is.
Oh, EC3.
Yeah, him too.
He's been pretty pariah'd by TNA over the years.
I'm not a fan of him. That's why I don't follow him. That's why I said his name wrong. But he finished up his NWA run. I don't see him going to WWE or NXT. TNA seems something in there, and maybe All Elite Wrestling or Ring of Honor, but or TNA.
I don't know. I've got nothing at this point as who to replace him.
Maybe Braun Strowman?
Nah, he was involved in a car accident recently.
Okay.
That gotta suck.
Someone's coming in, though. We gotta give a name. Someone's there. They've mentioned someone will be joining the system.
Janela, he doesn't mesh with the system. He's pretty comfortable in GCW. Cardona recently signed a WWE contract, so he's off the table.
Yes. There's a name that's been getting a lot of buzz and traction that they want, Matt Taven.
Makes sense, but isn't he still under a Ring of Honor contract?
No, he's done. He's a complete free agent.
I would think more along the lines of Mike Bennett more so than Taven. I mean, mostly because Taven has been cast as the scapegoat who basically brought the original Ring of Honor threw it into the ground when he had the ball.
Okay. I mean, can I throw another name out there? Formerly Rich Holland. I mean, not Rich Holland. Yeah, Rich Holland.
Rich Holland. I don't see it. You already got your brute enforcer with Moose.
Not that many much names there. We got to come up with something because there is a void in the system.
Leo Rush?
Is there a history of friendship, a kingship, with someone like a JDC to endorse?
Tyler Breeze?
Tyler Breeze, but he's out there. Okay.
That's about all I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not going to be. Remember, the reason why I say this name, I'm going to say this name, but maybe not because he's probably down with it. He probably has a title somewhere. Dijak.
MLW Tag Champs with Dreyer.
Okay, because they need someone big to go up against order 4 with the Agent Zero. I know that they need something along those lines. They need a big guy. That's why the Braun Strowman name came to my head because of the injury. Bishop Dyer, you said, is MLW with the tag teams. Been there, done that. Been there, done that with Hammerstone. Trying to think of names that are running out of options to think of. Do they pull a young kid from the Indies that we never heard of?
Maybe. I mean, my option would be get an oldie but a nasty goodie in the form of Suzuki and see if we can pull him out of DDT.
Visa issues?
I don't know, but
you really got to pay him a lot of money to relocate. Visa. I don't know if they'll go that route.
And throwing the fact that he's 57 years old doesn't.
Oh no,
help.
They're not going to go that way. No, they're not going to go that way. Wishful thinking. No, they're not doing that. All right. So I'm trying to.
I'm drawing a blank.
No, you're drawing blank. What about you, Mega Man?
I don't really know. Seriously.
No. Throwing some names out there. It's fun. This is speculation time. This is the part where you throw a name out and see if it sticks and make a case. This is the fun part.
I got nothing. I'll be honest. I got nothing. I don't even watch it as much.
Well, TNA?
No, I don't watch wrestling.
I
kind of stopped because, well, I kind of grew out of it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm trying to think of some runs. I'm trying to think of anything out there. Trying to any ex-WWE or Mets that you think still hanging around that could go?
I've moved on from that. I'm just only here to just provide prediction because I got like almost nothing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? All right. So we got to throw those names out there, those small names there. We'll see where they go forward.
In any case, that's it for tonight's episode of the MegaMets. I'd like to thank Jedi Sports Network for
Appreciate
joining
you
us.
guys.
Comment, like, share, and subscribe to all the channels involved. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Have a good night. Thank you, Mets.
Welcome.